Hi there, today I want to make another how to sing video, and this time I want to talk about She Drives Me Crazy by the Fine Young Cannibals. If you know the song, you know that this is a pretty unusual way of singing. I think you would call it reinforced falsetto mode that the singer uses. And actually the video is one of the coolest music videos of the 80s, I think. There's this little sequence that got stuck in the back of my head somewhere when, you know, these two guys facing each other, slapping in each other's faces in the beat of the music. That is from this song. I didn't even know it was this song until I recently saw the video again. So if you've watched lots of MTV in the 80s like I did, maybe it would be worth it for you to check out this clip again. It's an awesome video. Okay, but now back to how to sing this. I want to demonstrate 3 different ways of singing this song actually, because I mean, it is kind of special the way the original singer does this. You could compare it to some Supertramp stuff or Bee Gees stuff, you know, all these bands who use the same technique for singing, kind of squeaky, a little nasty sounding, you know. You know, that's what comes to mind when you hear this voice. But it is not so much of a cliche song because this is an 80s song, right? And when I usually think of these of reinforced falsetto and pop music that this technique is used in, I think more of the 60s and 70s, and this is a late 80s tune, so of course it makes it even more special in a way. It has an awesome guitar track to it. I love the guitar sound in this song. And the 3 different ways I want to sing this in are, first of all, 1 octave down, because the voice is really high in the original, and I thought, because last time I was talking about singing and making this How to Sing Take On Me by a-ha, that wasn't really a beginner's video. I think with She Drives Me Crazy, even if you haven't, you know, if you are new to singing and you haven't really tried out many different registers yet, you can just sing this, at least if you're a guy, you can sing this like 1 octave lower, and that is, at least for me, pretty much speech range singing, so that's pretty easy. I think especially if you're a baritone voice, then that could be a good idea for you to try to sing this song. Then second, also of course I want to sing this in the more of the authentic reinforced falsetto type of style. And then in the 3rd verse I want to use my chest voice, use a little belting technique together with a light mix or head voice when it comes to the very high notes, to show that this can also be done. Okay, I'm going to sing through the whole song using these 3 different techniques, and then I want to explain a little about each of these different ways of singing this. Watch out for the guitar. Love it. I can't stop the way I feel. Things you do don't seem real. Tell me what you've got in mind, 'cause we're running out of time. Won't you ever set me free? This waiting round is killing me. She drives no one else. She drives me crazy and I can't help myself. Okay. I can't get any rest. People say I'm obsessed. Everything you say is lies, but to me it's no surprise. What I had for you was true. Things go wrong, they always do. She drives me crazy like no one else. She drives me crazy and I can't help myself. I won't make it on my own. No one likes to be alone. Oh, she drives me crazy like no one else. She drives me crazy and I can't help myself. She drives me crazy like no one else. She drives me crazy and I can't help myself. She drives me crazy like no one else. She drives me crazy and I can't help myself. Alright, so this is the 3 different ways of singing this. If I had to pick favorite style here, I think I take the 1 octave down, the low variation of singing this, because I think it sounds really so much different than the other techniques. That and as I said, it is, if you have if you are a baritone voice or maybe a low tenor even, it is a great way of singing this in a new style. So I think that's really the easiest way to sing it, if you have that type of voice, and also the most interesting, I think. I don't really know what to say when it comes to singing this 1 octave lower, because, as I said, that is more like speech range singing for someone like me. So I can't really, I don't really know what to tell you as far as technique. Maybe if you have watched my other video, I was talking about counterintuitive thinking. That means that whenever you're trying to sing a low note, think up, and whenever you're trying to sing a high note, think down. Sort of like the opposite direction. When this is your comfort zone and you want to reach a higher note, just think in the opposite way. Sort of like everything your intuition tells you to do, think against that. Then you're more likely to get the notes right, to sing them right. Okay, when it comes to this reinforced falsetto, there's one thing that I want to talk about, which is the end of the chorus when he says, I can't help myself, because it is pretty difficult to keep up that register, this falsetto register, when it comes to low notes. Falsetto is usually easier to sing when you're singing high, right? And also this has to do with your volume, with your level. Falsetto is usually something that is approached in a quieter way. The same note sung louder would often result in chest voice belting technique. Okay, I can't help myself. That's when, okay, I'm going to repeat this one phrase. It's waiting round, it's killing me. Okay, now reinforced falsetto.
She drives me crazy like no one else. She drives me crazy and I can't help myself.
Okay, you might feel that you need to switch to your normal chest voice. I can't help myself. When I sing it like this, I'll end up in my natural chest voice. And I think this is never a bad thing. I mean, when you end up in your natural sound, it will never really sound wrong. But also to make it more authentic, you could try to think of widening the sound a little bit. Try to feel the resonance in your nasal cavity and make it a bit brighter, a bit wider to get these low notes sung in a more authentic way, like the original singer does this.
She drives me crazy and I can't help myself.
A little bit, even a bit more obnoxious, if you want to use that word. I love that word. I think you noticed before for watching the other video. Obnoxious is yeah, never mind. So instead of going, I can't help myself, you can go, I can't help myself. More like that. It is a thin line you have to walk here, because if you overdo it with this wideness and squeaky sound, then it will sound really a bit silly. And so you're on the safe side if you transition to your natural voice. But if you want to make it a bit more like the original singer, think of widening the sound when the notes get lower. And that's pretty much all I have to say about that. When it comes to belting, of course you should be a little bit more experienced, because the notes are quite high here. And I think one thing that I can say about this, in my experience, it makes it easier to use just very little air for high notes when you're trying to belt them, because it all makes sense. You're using your diaphragm to hold back the air from rushing through the vocal folds too much, so that your voice doesn't crack. Of course, if you have only a small amount of air to begin with, that is a little easier. So I would suggest breathe out, and of course you don't want to squeeze the last bit of air out before singing this, but actually to get to the right amount of air, you can even really try that. Like, you breathe out completely, then hold your breath and sing this, because there's still going to be a little bit of air left in your lungs. So if I want to repeat that again, okay, here's the guitar solo. I have to find the right place here. Okay.
I won't make it
I had to switch to head voice here.
on my own. No one likes to be alone. Ooh, she drives me crazy.
I really have only a minimum amount of air for this belting technique, and so if you try to do it like that, you're on the safe side when it comes to your vocal folds. You don't want to strain too much, and that can help you do this. Also here, when it comes to I can't help myself, I would try to let go of the support when it comes to these lower notes and make him a little lighter, like in a light mixed voice.
No one else. She drives me crazy, and I can't help myself.
Like that. Yeah, and also here, the notes get lower. Think up a little bit. Alright, other than that, I don't think I can really explain so much other things. If you have any questions, want to try this out yourself, and then there's something that you think is worth mentioning, then please just leave me a comment. Yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Bye bye.